A 19-year-old Twin Valley, Minnesota man is facing 3 felony charges following a violent March 19th burglary and assault at an apartment building in Ada. According to court records, Robert Parker was with another male suspect when they confronted a man in the hallway of an apartment building, and the second suspect pointed a rifle at the victim. The victim got down to shield his 2-year-old son and was struck in the back with the butt of a rifle. The suspect demanded money and the victim's cell phone, and the pair left. Robert Parker is facing 3 felony charges of first-degree burglary, aiding burglary, and aiding a second-degree assault. Authorities are still searching for the other male suspect. A 29-year-old East Grand Forks woman is facing 3 felony charges. BRINA Day has been charged with first, second, and third-degree burglary charges. Day allegedly stole a TV and other items from one apartment, a purse with $700 cash and credit cards from another home, and over $100 worth of items from a local grocery store. She was arrested at Hugo's on March 20th. Allegedly with stolen items and for violating a no trespass order against her at that store. We have more details surrounding the case against 33-year-old Pedro Alvarado Rodriguez of Crookston. He's facing 10 counts of first, second, and third-degree criminal sexual conduct for allegedly committing sexual acts with 2 female relatives who were under the age of 13. The incidents allegedly happened multiple times in 2016 and 2017. An evaluation has now been ordered to determine if Rodriguez is competent to stand trial. As of this Monday morning, Rodriguez remains in jail with bail set at $30,000 cash. His next court appearance is scheduled for April 3rd.
All true Thompson Fire, I-29, mile marker 125, just north of mile marker 125, semi T-boned black Honda Pilot, possible injuries.
We have a fish story for you out of Lake of the Woods. On March 19th, Alan Gregerson of Baudette reeled in an unusual catch while fishing on Lake of the Woods near Morris Point. From all appearances, the fish Gregerson caught looks to be a tiger muskie, a hybrid that results from a northern pike parent crossed with a muskie parent. According to Dennis Topp of DNR Fisheries in Baudette, the cross can and does appear naturally. When I first pulled it up, I thought it was just a really nice pike, Gregerson said. Then my buddy and I took another look and saw it was a tiger muskie. Neil Carlson here with some breaking news out of Grand Forks. Had a house fire this morning at 622 South 23rd Avenue, 23rd Avenue South. So Mike Sandry at the fire department, what can you tell me what happened?
We were called 45 minutes ago for a reported house fire and smoke coming out of the front door. We arrived on scene. None of the occupants were home, but there was 4 dogs in it that PD were able to get out and that.
Any idea what started on fire or how this started?
All we know right now is there's a fire inside, and we have fire marshals from the state coming to help investigate.
Okay. Were there flames showing, things like that, or you got it under control right away? Or?
There was no flame showing from the exterior, just heavy smoke coming. Guys were able to get in and get the fire knocked down in a couple minutes.
Okay. So, and nobody injured?
And nobody was injured.
Okay, thank you. All right. Again, some breaking news here in Grand Forks. A house fire at 622 South 23rd Avenue South. No injuries, but heavy smoke damage inside the house.
A Bemidji man was recently charged in an aggravated robbery investigation. The investigation, which began March 14th in the Beltrami County town of Pinewood, lasted a few days and ended in the arrest of 24-year-old Jordan Anthony Thompson. According to the criminal complaint, Thompson stole tools, jewelry, guns, and a vehicle from a Pinewood man after unsuccessfully trying to forcibly rob him of drugs. Thompson and 3 others were armed and allegedly bound the victim in zip ties. Thompson and the stolen vehicle were located on the Red Lake Indian Reservation, and a signed warrant was needed to extradite him from the reservation. Thompson was arrested March 19th and will make his next court appearance April 2nd. I'm Larissa Donovan, reporting from Bemidji for PaulBunyonBroadcasting.com. 6 were arrested in Red Bee Friday after a search discovered drugs, guns, and money. According to a release from the Red Lake Police Department, Tribal Task Force officers located over 27 grams of heroin and 180 grams of an unknown cutting agent, 3 firearms, and $6,500 cash. 4 of the 6 arrested are Red Lake Band members and have charges pending by the tribal court, but 2 non-Indians will face charges in Beltrami County. 23-year-old Russell Reed is in custody on a felony drug sale charge, and 20-year-old Iana King is in custody on a gross misdemeanor child endangerment charge relating to firearms access. I'm Larissa Donovan, reporting from Bemidji for PaulBunyanBroadcasting.com.
Now being called a murder investigation. The Southern Minnesota Regional Medical Examiner's Office has identified the victim of a homicide that took place in rural Dodge County, west of Rochester, as 54-year-old David Reese. Reese died as a result of multiple gunshot wounds. Reese's wife, Lois Reese, is being sought by law enforcement as a person of interest in the murder. Lois Reese is 56 years old, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 165 pounds, with brown eyes and light blonde hair. She is likely driving a white 2005 Cadillac Escalade, Minnesota license plate 864LAE. Investigators believe she may be armed and urge the public to call 911 with information on her whereabouts, but do not approach her. Lois Reese is known to frequent casinos. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office is conducting the investigation with assistance from the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Further updates will be provided as more information becomes available. A man and woman were arrested in Oakley, Minnesota last week in an apparent drug sting operation. Nicholas Johnson was the target of an ongoing drug investigation. Authorities got a tip he was allegedly driving from Minneapolis to Red Lake Falls or Plummer carrying meth. Deputies spotted his vehicle and pulled him over on a speeding charge in Oakley. The deputy spotted an open bottle of tequila. Johnson refused a field sobriety test and was arrested. Court documents say his passenger, Courtney Gustafson, kept adjusting her bra. A female officer arrived on the scene and allegedly found an ounce of meth in her bra. Nicholas Johnson is facing a felony charge of possession of meth within a prohibited zone, gross misdemeanor possession of meth, and misdemeanor open bottle. Courtney Gustafson is facing charges of felony possession of meth within a prohibited zone and gross misdemeanor possession of meth. The formal charges have now rolled in big time against a man who led authorities on a chase last Friday from Hillsboro over to Halstead, Minnesota, then over to Mayville, before authorities were finally able to flatten the tires of his vehicle near Buxton. 32-year-old Eric Baldwin Jr., no address listed, is facing 3 counts of fleeing a police officer, 5 counts of reckless endangerment, criminal mischief, driving under suspension, and theft of property. Baldwin was allegedly driving a vehicle that was stolen in Holly, Minnesota. Plus, prosecutors have now tagged him with an earlier burglary charge in Trail County.
7 people were detained Saturday after allegedly crossing from Canada to the United States illegally. According to a news release from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Border Patrol agents saw 5 snowmobiles travel south from Canada and enter the U.S. on Rainy Lake near Dryweed Island. While investigating, agents found 7 people at a local lodge. All 7 were U.S. citizens who had been fishing in Canada. 3 of the detainees said they were working as fishing guides for the other 4. The guides were cited for failing to report arrival into the U.S. The 4 clients were issued an administrative warning, and the 5 snowmobiles were seized. Once open water becomes a solid surface, it is treated as a land boundary, the release said, and once an international border is crossed, a person must seek readmission at a designated port of entry. I am Dwayne Etienne reporting for RJBroadcasting.com. And protest organizers could be financially liable when their event leads to property damage in Minnesota under a proposed bill. Republicans who control the House say the bill would help prevent damages to infrastructure, but Democrats and other critics say it's a vile attempt to chill free speech. The bill passed a House committee Wednesday over Democratic objections and now heads for a full vote on the House floor. I am Dwayne Etienne reporting for RJBroadcasting.com. A former attorney for Alfonso Rodriguez says the death penalty appeal for the man convicted of killing Drew Shadeen could take another 4 years to reach the U.S. Supreme Court. A mental health hearing originally set for July has been delayed a second time, and attorney Bob Hoy predicts it'll be a year or more before the judge's decision and before the federal appeals court weighs in, and then
I suspect that there would be a petition to the U.S. Supreme Court. If they don't accept it, it's still a several-month process before you do all the briefing and get a decision from them. And if they do accept the case, it will be even longer.
Rodriguez's next hearing is scheduled for 9 days in August. I am Dwayne Etienne reporting for RJBroadcasting.com.